few weeks ago, something wonderful happened here in Washington. The Washington Nationals beat the Houston Astros 4-3. It was a close series, but it was enough to make us the World Series champion. In sports, those who have the better scores are usually the winners. And sometimes it can be a very narrow victory by 1 point or 1 game. So if you play soccer or lacrosse or basketball, you know that the winners are the ones who have the best score, the score that's the larger of the two. But in today's gospel, the real winner was the Samaritan, and he beat the others by one recognition that he was healed. So in this gospel story, the winner is the one who has won, and maybe the losers had not. Now you say, well, Archbishop, that's not usually how a game is played, but in the gospel, that's the truth. The one who realized that he had been healed was the winner. And the other 9, they had been healed too, but they didn't even realize it. They couldn't recognize the fact that Jesus had cured them of their leprosy. Only the one. So the score was 1-9. Unfortunately, too many of us are too often on the team of the 9 because we don't realize all of the good things that God has done for us. Sometimes we are forgetful of the graces and the gifts that God has given us. And that goes not just for our little ones in St. Anthony's School, it goes for our big ones too. Sometimes we forget all of the goodness and the blessings and the gifts that God gives us. Thanksgiving is a day that we as Americans stop to realize how truly blessed we are. We live in a land of bounty. Our land is fertile. Our farmers and ranchers are usually able to produce abundant harvests that feed countless millions of people. In our own communities, we are fortunate to have homes that are warm and comfortable. In our families, we are grateful for the many people who love us and care for us, parents and grandparents, even brothers and sisters. We are fortunate because God has been so good to us. And Thanksgiving is a moment in the yearly calendar when we stop and say, we are winners because we have been given so much. We have so many blessings. We're like the Samaritan who looked down and said, my goodness, I'm cleansed. Whatever Jesus did, whatever he said, whatever blessing he offered, I'm cleansed. Now I wonder about the other 9. Were they so preoccupied with what they felt was a terrible disease that somehow made them unfit to be in company with other people? They were so accustomed to thinking about what they didn't have that they couldn't recognize what Jesus had given them. As we approach Thanksgiving, I want all of us to be on the team of one. That is, the Samaritan who realized all that he had been given. Now, this story is found in other gospel accounts too. And it says in one of them that the Samaritan went off praising God. Let's also be like that Samaritan on Thanksgiving Day. We praise God for all that God has given us. And a great way of being thankful is to become generous. And I know that part of today's Mass will include the presentation of some of the foods that our young people and our adults have collected to share with those who don't have as much as we do. Gratitude, thanksgiving, is a way of recognizing the blessings that we have. And it is also an invitation to share from our bounty with those who are less fortunate. In sports, the team that wins is usually the team that has the best score. But in the gospel, the one who won was the one who realized that he had been blessed.